Yes, The Sims 5 is coming, and this is everything we know. EA loves money. EA loves multiplayer games. In 2020, the EA CEO, Andrew Wilson, actually commented on the prospect of The Sims 5 being a multiplayer game. As Maxis continues to think about The Sims for a new generation across platforms and a cloud-enabled world, you should imagine that while we always stay true to our inspiration, escape, creation, self-improvement, motivation, that this notion of social interaction and competition, like the kind of things that were actually present in The Sims Online many years ago, will start to become a part of the ongoing The Sims experience in the years to come. He also commented on the success of Sims Mobile and how Simmers like to share their creations on the Sims 4 gallery. Honestly, guys, I don't know how I feel about the multiplayer stuff. Anything online multiplayer just screams microtransactions to me. Not only just microtransactions, but premium subscription models, which EA have hinted at before for the future of The Sims 5. I believe it's very likely The Sims 5 will go down this route of making money, not making a good game, and more specifically find ways to exploit it just to make lots of money from things like DLC and microtransactions. We've seen this before with other EA games such as Star Wars Battlefront 2. The game had some really severe outrage from the fans due to its heavy use of microtransactions and a pay-to-win style mechanic that was really fueled by the multiplayer gameplay. Of course, The Sims 5 will not be a competitive game in the sense of a shooter, for example. Based on the first interview with the EA CEO, we can intimate that The Sims 5 will definitely have some competitive elements, specifically with regards to how we currently share things on the gallery in The Sims 4, such as sharing builds or sharing Sims in CAS. Right now, The Sims 4 gallery has a very heavy social media element to it, but in The Sims 5, it's very likely that some kind of competitive element will be added. Whether that be build competitions or something else, we will have to wait and see. If this were to be the case, it would almost certainly put pressure on players to buy DLC and heavily encourage players to take part in these pay-to-win transactions, especially if they give us loot boxes. Honestly, guys, if The Sims 5 has loot boxes, I am running this game through the ground and I am deleting my Sims channel. Although this stuff is currently just speculation, there are some things that we do know about The Sims 5, specifically in terms of its features. EA recently filed a patent for AI that could create characters based on imported images of real faces. Screenshots of the patent show some examples of this being implemented in The Sims 4. With The Sims 4 kind of dying out, let's be honest, it's very unlikely that they're implementing this technology only for The Sims 4, but more so using The Sims 4 as a guinea pig to test these features before rolling them out properly in The Sims 5. Clearly, The Sims 5 is going to come up with so much more customization that doesn't feature in The Sims 4 yet. Simmers have complained so much about the fact that The Sims 4 doesn't have a color wheel. It seems almost fact that The Sims 5 is likely to come with so many customization features upon release. But EA is not just looking at customization in terms of the way that your Sims look, but also the way that they act. EA is currently investing in AI, which mimics the way that humans learn and make decisions. Now, EA usually talks about this stuff in context of their sports games like Madden, but it gives an interesting insight in terms of how interactions in The Sims can be improved for The Sims 5. We can only hope that in this 5th iteration of The Sims, after more than 20 years of them developing Sims games, that they finally find a way of trying to teach The Sims to not wash their dishes in the bathroom sink. Recently, EA have really ramped up on Maxis Studios, which is their studio that makes The Sims. As you can see, their logo and design is very different to how it was before. They are clearly rebranding. They are also clearly hiring a lot of new people, mostly in things like art and software development. Now, interestingly, some of these job titles just say The Sims. Other job titles specifically say The Sims 4. This indicates that they are potentially hiring for Sims games other than The Sims 4. Now, granted, some of these may be The Sims Mobile, but The Sims Mobile actually does very well for them, so it makes sense that they still hire for that. But seeming that games like The Sims 4 and The Sims Mobile have been out for so long, they don't really need to develop much anymore other than just give us new art assets and new gameplay things now again, which doesn't require humongous teams. To hire so many people clearly indicates that they are creating a new game, allegedly in my opinion. Although whether or not this game will actually be called The Sims 5 is totally unknown. We're all assuming that this new Sims game that they're working on is just going to be called The Sims 5, but it could also be called something else. As I said before, the EA CEO made reference regards to The Sims Online? Will this be a rebranding of The Sims Online? We literally don't know at this stage. But what we do know is that EA fucking loves money more than they love their fan base. Allegedly. I can only hope that EA doesn't pull a $9.99 per month subscription model on us and give us the same old tired out DLC models. We know in every single Sims game they give us a seasons pack, they give us a university pack, they give us a careers pack, blah blah blah. I feel like recently people are becoming less and less tolerable about capitalistic decisions made by game developers in general, specifically with regards to withholding core content and upselling as DLC. The Sims 4 already has a reputation of not only being the most stale and boring game in the Sims franchise, but also being the most cash grabby one. And if The Sims 5 continues to go down this path, I honestly don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. On the subject of The Sims 4, I really hope that EA has learnt their lesson with this game. The extremely restricted and closed world, closed neighborhood system isn't always the best, nor is turning babies into objects or not giving us cars. Based on the outcries about all of these issues with the Sims community, it is highly likely that all of these features are gonna come back in The Sims 5, although it's important to note that the current generation of Sims 4 players is very different to players of the previous Sims games. I've spoken about this many times before, but fundamentally The Sims is becoming afraid to be big and bold. Likely this is because the Snowflake generation is constantly cancelling people and holding people and organizations to account for all of the time, and subsequently I think a lot of game developers in general are scared of being big and bold. The Sims 4 is already missing so many loved features, for example the burglar feature, which the Sims team have admittedly said the reason why they didn't put burglars in the game is because they didn't want to offend Sims players, allegedly. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not really a woke person, and from my perspective I do miss the good old days when I used to make my Sims dance in a stripper cage and hire exotic dancers coming out of a cake. I highly doubt any of these features will be in The Sims 5. Naturally, it is more profitable for them if the game has a lower age rating. Right now it has a teen rating. I think we can all categorically agree that The Sims 5 is probably going to continue down the path that The Sims 4 has taken, which is to basically blandify, fuck's sake, I don't even know what I'm saying, vanillify, greyify, just make it a little bit more stale, because a stale, boring game is what does appeal to, I feel like I'm going to get cancelled for saying this, the new wave of kind of Gen Z Snowflake generation do get so offended by everything that The Sims 5 will basically not be big and bold. I'm telling you that for free. And I think we can see this game very much taking a more stale approach, which I really hope doesn't happen, but it probably will happen. Honestly, I'm not hopeful about The Sims 5. With the way the entire character of this game has been washed out since the Sims 4 era, I can't imagine it being as big and as ambitious like the previous Sims games were. Yes, they're going to have all this great AI that can recognize faces and the Sims can learn how to communicate better, but that doesn't necessarily mean fun. Smart Sims are not fun Sims. But hey, that's just my pessimistic opinion, because you know I like to be a moany bitch on this channel. If you want to be a moany bitch, you guys moan as much as you want in the comment section below. Tell me if you agree with me, tell me if you disagree with me. If you do want to see me bitch more about EA, I do have a video here, so make sure you watch it. See you in the next video.